Wednesday, 20th April, The Gap News This Morning. Podcasting live from Kuala Lumpur, I'm Ghazali Abdullah. Good morning. First, the headlines. Tourism Malaysia on 6 city tour to woo Indian tourists. 11 teens held for beating up schoolmate. Canadian held over lewd gestures while maskless at KL Mall. Illegal to use e-scooters on the road, says Penang Council. Ukraine war, Russian forces clash along eastern frontline. US judge throws out Biden mask mandate for planes and trains. Ronaldo announces death of baby son in heartbreaking statement. And boxer Mehan says he was robbed at gunpoint in London. And now the news in full. Tourism Malaysia is on a 6-city tour of India to woo back tourists with the resumption of regular flights between Malaysia and India. After India allowed regular international passenger flights on March 27 and Malaysia reopened its borders on April 1st, the number of flights between the two countries has reached 76 per week, compared with about 200 before the pandemic. More flights are in the offing, and this is expected to reduce fares on the Malaysia-India route, Tourism Malaysia officials said. 11 secondary school students in Kuala Nurus, Kuala Terengganu have been remanded to assist in investigations into a beating involving their schoolmate. According to a Berita Harian report, the boys aged between 14 and 17 were remanded when they came to Kuala Terengganu District Police Headquarters between noon and 1 p.m. Monday to give their statements. District Police Chief Abdul Rahim Muhammad Din said the boys allegedly hit and kicked the 14-year-old schoolmate at 11:30 p.m. last Thursday, causing minor injuries and bruises on his thighs. The victim lodged a police report at 9:40 p.m. on Sunday. A foreigner caught in a viral video last weekend for swearing and making lewd gestures at a shopping mall security guard after he was admonished for not wearing a face mask has been arrested by police. Wang Semaju District Police Chief Ashari Abu Sama said the 44-year-old Canadian was arrested after he went to the station at 8:30 p.m. Monday to give a statement upon learning that an 18-second-long video of the incident had gone viral on social media. The Canadian, who resides and works in Kuala Lumpur, was given bail while police wait for the investigation paper to be completed and referred to the Deputy Public Prosecutor for further instructions. The Penang City Council MBPP has advised the public against renting and riding e-scooters, stressing the use of such electric vehicles is prohibited on roads. The council said riding e-scooters was an offence under Section 54 of the Road Transport Act 1987 for dangerous or careless driving. It added that no license has been issued to e-scooter operators. Yesterday, Transport Minister Wee Ka Siong was reported as saying that the ministry would come up with bylaws relating to the use of e-scooters, including the implementation of licenses for e-scooter users and suppliers. This was especially so since e-scooters could travel as fast as a motorcycle. Ukraine war. Ukraine's President Zelensky has given his nightly video address with an update on the fighting in the east. He says the situation in Mariupol remains as tough as possible without any changes, according to the Reuters news agency, adding that the Russian forces have been blocking attempts to organize humanitarian corridors to help civilians leave the besieged city. He adds this is such meanness which for generations will mark the Russian state as a source of absolute evil. Russian and Ukrainian forces engage along a 300-mile front line in the eastern Donbas region. A long-awaited Russian offensive in the east began late on Monday, with Moscow claiming it struck more than 1,000 targets. Russian missiles also hit several cities across the country in recent days, including Lviv in the west. Russian-backed fighters are reportedly trying to storm an industrial complex in Mariupol, where Ukrainian troops and civilians are said to be holed up. Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces are making some successful counterattacks south of Kharkiv, according to military analysts. Ukraine's allies have pledged to send more weapons to help it defend against the renewed Russian offensive. The US and others vowed to send artillery, anti-tank and air defense aid to Kiev during a video call on Tuesday. A federal judge in Florida has struck down the Biden administration's mask mandate for airplanes and other forms of public transit, calling it unlawful. U.S. District Judge Catherine Kimball Mizell said the National Public Health Agency had exceeded its legal powers in issuing the mandate. The U.S. Transit Authority said it would now no longer enforce mask wearing. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, just last week extended the mandate until 3rd May. Judge Mizell is based in Florida, but federal judges can issue rulings that block nationwide government policies. Her order on Monday effectively removes the masking requirement in all airports, trains, taxis, and transit hubs. And now for some sports news. Cristiano Ronaldo and his partner, Georgina Rodriguez, announced Monday that their newborn baby son has died. Ronaldo revealed in a social media post last October that the couple were expecting twins. In a post released on the Manchester United forward's Twitter account, they confirmed the birth of a baby girl. The couple, who met during Ronaldo's time at Real Madrid, have a 4-year-old daughter together, while Ronaldo has 3 other children. Boxer Mehan says he was robbed at gunpoint on Monday while he was out in London with wife Farial Maktoum. Just had my watch taken off me at gunpoint in East London, Leighton, Han wrote on Twitter. I crossed the road with Farial. Luckily, she was a few steps behind me. 2 men ran to me. He asked for my watch whilst having a gun pointed in my face. The main thing is we're both safe. Now 35, Han won Olympic silver for Great Britain in 2004 as a 17-year-old, and as a professional was crowned world champion after winning the WBA light welterweight title in 2009. To end the bulletin, here are the headlines again. Tourism Malaysia on 6th city tour to woo Indian tourists. 11 teens held for beating up schoolmate. Canadian held over lewd gestures while maskless at KL Mall. Illegal to use e-scooters on the road, says Penang Council. Ukraine war, Russian forces clash along eastern frontline. U.S. judge throws out Biden mask mandate for planes and trains. Ronaldo announces death of baby son in heartbreaking statement. And boxer Mehan says he was robbed at gunpoint in London. This has been the Gap News this morning, Wednesday, 20th April, with reports from Free Malaysia Today, The Vibes and the BBC World Service. The Gap News is also available on the internet news portal Melaka Hari Ini. We hope you found the bulletin informative. We welcome hearing from you. If you do have the opportunity, please do write in. We would certainly love to hear from you. Broadcasting live from Kuala Lumpur, I'm Ghazali Abdullah.